Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to the Big Quiz Night In. We've got a great turnout this evening. Thank you all for being here. Hope you're all doing well. And 3 more quiz rounds are coming your way, plus our usual couple of game show rounds as well. Let's see who's here in the chat this evening before we make a start then. So good evening, first of all, to Sue and the Donuts. Great job. Glad you're here. We've got Verniers here, and I hope Pete as well. The Britzillians. It's nice to have you back. It's been a while. Catherine and Tony saying good evening, everyone. Welcome to you. We've got Pinky and the Brain here as well, and Luke and Jane is saying hi here as well. Good evening to you. Jude's saying good evening as well. So Britzillians, you must have a full squad tonight. That's great. And Chris as well from a frosty Blackpool saying hello, as is Eric. Fantastic. A great turnout this evening. That's, I think, almost all the regular teams here. I wonder if we're going to have Back in Black as well. Do we have anyone from Back in Black here? Let's just have a quick look. Not in the chat yet, but anybody else that is watching along, feel free to say hello. And of course, if you're watching a repeat of this, if it's not live, please do still use the chat, because I do come back and respond to the messages that I get. So, with that said then, the plan for this evening, we have got Abby and Rue's question coming up. They always kick off the show with the first question of the evening, where you can earn yourself some bonus points to add to a team score for one of the quiz rounds later on, if you get it correct. We've then got those 3 quiz rounds I mentioned earlier. I'll tell you the subjects when we get round to the first one. And then we've got 2 game show rounds where we're going to do our Survey Says question. And then we've got 2 catchphrase questions, if you like, for you. 2 catchphrase pitches with the questions that have come back. Last time we just did a pitch round for that round instead. This time we're going to do proper catchphrase. So we've got a couple of mid-journey images, which I'll explain a bit more about if you've never heard of that when we get to it as well. Let's see, a few more messages and then we'll get the kids in. So Andy says, hi, I'm back in black, running a little late, but they are here. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm glad you're here anyway. No problem at all. Right, let's see. Who's it going to be then? Is it going to be both the kids tonight? Is it just going to be one of them? Let's find out now. Oh, here we go then, guys. Both the kids are here again this evening. Now, today our question is about Pancake Day, because that is today, isn't it, kids?
Yep.
We had our pancakes earlier, so I'm going to bring up that question. I think we're going to keep saying that anybody that gets it right gets to have bonus points, okay? If you get this question right, you get bonus points. So, Abby, you're going to read the question again?
Yeah, sure.
And then, Ruben, you can say what the answer is? Yeah?
Yes.
We'll bring it up on screen?
I don't actually know what it is.
I did mention it earlier. Right, let's bring it up then. Abby, you read the question.
Yeah.
How many days before Easter does Pancake Day always fall? Is it A, 27, B, 37, C, 47, or D, 57?
Okay, so you can guess this one in the chat. I wouldn't say that for all the quiz tonight, of course, but just for this one and until later, guess this one in the chat and let's see how many of you get it right. So you're all allowed to guess. Anybody that's watching along, get in the chat and have a guess. A, B, C, or D. Let's see how many of you are going to get a bonus point tonight to spend on or to give your team score a boost at the end of any of those 3 quiz rounds. We've got some guesses coming in then already. Let's see what else people think. Chris is going for B. Sue and the Donuts are going for C. How many days is it? Andy's also going for C. Pinky and the Brain are going for A. That's a C from Ant. Eric's gone with C. Let's give him just a bit longer and we'll see how many of you are going to get this correct. And I will say this, if you paid attention to a TikTok I made recently about pub quiz going tips, one of these tips may have helped you with the answer to this question.
I mean, it's pretty simple. You just got to think about it.
Oh, really? Yeah?
You
That's
just,
how it works,
you just,
is it?
You just think
Easy.
about it, and then, because it takes a long time to get to Easter.
It can do, but is it too long, I wonder? All right. I think we've got all the guesses in now, so let's see. We've got a good few guesses in now. All right. Let's reveal the answer then. Ruben, are you ready?
I am.
Right,
Born
go on then.
ready. It was C, 47.
47. It's always 47 days. So that means, Ruben, look, who's got bonus points here?
Sue has got bonus points because she was the first one to get it right.
And we're going to give it to everybody that said the right answer this time, I think. So who's this? Read this name.
Andy.
Yeah, and also.
Ant.
Yeah, and.
Eric.
And.
Luke.
And Luke as well. So that's good. You've got plenty of you have got bonus points there. Good one, everybody. 47 days is the answer. Thank you all for playing along, and thank you, kids, for helping me out again. Did you enjoy your pancakes earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, Mummy made great pancakes.
And we had caramel ice cream.
And we had caramel ice cream, yes. Very naughty. Right, okay, good night, guys. Thank you all for helping, and we're going to move on with the rest of the quiz. Mwah, no, no. Okay. Right then, everybody, thanks for that. Good fun as always, I think, getting them involved. The first round this evening, then, the subjects are now on the bottom of the screen. The first round's going to be a true or false round. So every question is a 50-50 shout. Is it true? Is it false? That's all it'll be. And it's a general knowledge round as well. There's no specific theme, just a true or false round. Then we're going to do sport and leisure. Usual kind of sport and leisure round that you may have seen and taken part with before. I know pretty much everybody on this tonight watching live will have done one of those rounds before here. And also we're going to finish with a potluck round. Again, plenty of general knowledge, just like we've done before again. And then the game show round. So, with regards to these quiz rounds, for anybody new that's watching, don't put the answers in the chat anymore, just make a note of them yourself. At the end of the round, you can request for any repeats. I'll gladly do that for you. And then after the repeats, I'll read out the answers and you can mark your own. And let me know what your score is at the end if you want to in the chat. Again, keep the conversation going through the quiz though. Let's have some fun with it, I think. We'll celebrate with those who score highly and we'll commiserate with those who don't, but it is just for fun. So, here we go then. True or false? Question number 1. The first manned Apollo mission to land on the moon was Apollo 11. The first manned Apollo mission to land on the moon was Apollo 11. Is that true or false? Really great turnout this evening. I know I said that earlier on, but it goes without saying, very, very pleased to welcome you all into this call again. Next week is the Patreon quiz, so there's no Facebook Live quiz. We'll talk a bit more about that throughout the night, I'm sure. Question 2, when you sneeze, your heart stops momentarily. When you sneeze, your heart stops momentarily. Is that true or false? Yes, Patreon quiz. I have not yet decided what rounds and what games we're going to play. I normally wait to get this last Facebook Live one out of the way before I turn my attention to what that one will be. But we shall see. So hopefully we'll have another good turnout. It was good fun last time. It always is, but you know what I mean. It was good fun. Question 3. Approximately 30% of the human race is left-handed. Approximately 30% of the human race is left-handed. Is that true or false? Whatever the answer is, I'm in that smaller percentage. Been a struggle. I am left-handed. Always struggled with my handwriting in particular, but hey. Approximately 30% of the human race is left-handed. Is that statement true or false? Question number 4 now. Question 4. Human babies are born without kneecaps. Human babies are born without kneecaps. Is that true or false? Human babies are born without their kneecaps. True or false? Okay, question number 5 now. Question number 5. The Nazi Party trained apes to give the Hitler salute. True or false? The Nazi Party trained apes to give the Hitler salute. G says my son is the same. Open a can of tuna is a mission. Yeah, do you know what? Recently because opening tin opener in general is always been a problem for me as well. It's just the opposite way around. It doesn't feel natural. So for my birthday a couple of years ago, or for Christmas, I think it was my birthday, Chrissy got me as a kind of a jokey present, which has been really useful, a left-handed tin opener. So it's a mirror image basically of a normal right-handed one, and it works really well. But then I think the following Christmas, my mother-in-law bought us an electronic one. So you just plop it on top of the can, press a button, and it opens it for you. And now we don't need to use it. I keep breaking up. Signal seems good, although there was some issues, I think, earlier on. If I need to repeat anything, again, let me know. Everything's plugged in now, and all the levels here look good. So it might just be you, I'm not sure. Let me know in the chat if more of you are struggling. Question number 6 now. The founder of the dating website Match.com, Gary Kremen, lost his girlfriend to a man she met on Match.com. Is that true or false? The founder of the dating website Match.com, Gary Kremen, lost his girlfriend to a man she met on Match.com. Is that true or false? Ju says Vernier gave him a left-handed one, but he couldn't get used to it. The electric one might be the answer. Off to university gift. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just there's loads of different ones out there, but this is just a little battery operated one. You just literally just drop on top of it and press a button, and it just keeps going round and cuts it. Perfect every time. Yeah. It might get better as we go on, to be honest, because I think at the minute there's a lot of internet usage going on in the house, but I have got pretty good Wi-Fi here, so it's not normally an issue. It might be wider, it might be a bigger problem. We've had this before. All right, next question. We'll carry on. I'll do repeats as I need to. Question 7. The UK Dyslexia Research Trust is based in Reading. Is that true or false? The UK Dyslexia Research Trust is based in Reading. Is that true or false? If you're not aware why that might be amusing if it's true, it's because Reading is spelt the same way as the word reading. Just in case there's any overseas people watching, which there sometimes are, as we know. Yeah, that's why it might be quite a funny thing if it's true. Yeah. There's a lot of work, actually, I think, at least in the town I'm in, without revealing too much over the internet, there's been a lot of work going on with the lines in the town, and I think we're getting fibre optic sooner than I thought we were, as in fibre to the house rather than fibre to the box, which everybody's pretty much got now. So it might be that a lot of work's going on there. Because I know some of you are local to me. All right, the next question is question number 8. Hugh Grant was related to Princess Diana. Is that true or false? Hugh Grant is related to Princess Diana. Is that true or false? Yeah, there's not really many other checks I can do. I'll just monitor what I can. And then we'll just see how it goes, I guess. Okay, next question then. True or false for number 9? A zedonk is the offspring from a zebra and a donkey. Is that true or false? A zedonk is the offspring from a zebra and a donkey. True or false? Okay. On to question number 10. King Francis I of Portugal was known as Francis the Flatulent. True or false? King Francis I of Portugal was known as Francis the Flatulent. Is that true or false? Just going back to that left-handed conversation, the other thing that was a real game changer for me was when I started using left-handed scissors. That doesn't really make much sense. You think you've just got scissors are scissors, right? But for left-handed people, the blades are on the opposite side. Again, it's a tiny little difference, but it makes all the difference when you're cutting anything. It's amazing. I went without again for a very long time until I bought them as a gift as well. And this one as well, randomly. It's a left-handed pen. Yeah, I have to relearn how to write, but it's so much more comfortable to write with it. There you go. Lots of tips from a struggling left-hander. Question 11 now. Michael J. Fox's middle name is actually Andrew. True or false? Michael J. Fox's middle name is actually Andrew. Question 12 now. Question 12 onto football for this one. Ashley Cole has won the most FA Cup winners' medals in the history of the competition. Is that true or false? Oh, Juice says he plays his guitar with his right hand. See, that's weird, isn't it? Because I would play guitar left-handed, but the rare times I played golf, I play right-handed. Like crazy golf or just regular golf. Not that I make a habit of that. I'm terrible at it. But when I have, I do it that way. And when I used to play cricket, which I used to play quite a lot, I bat right-handed, but I'm left-handed, so I bowl left-handed. Bowl left-handed, bat right-handed. Just, it's so strange. So yeah, that's interesting. Does he play the guitar, I was going to say, has he tried playing the guitar like Jimi Hendrix, who was left-handed but didn't get a left-handed guitar, he just played it upside down. That was impressive. Yeah, funny odd thing being left-handed. All right, question 12 I'll just repeat for you again. Ashley Cole has won the most FA Cup winners' medals in the history of the competition. Is that true or false? He plays badminton with his right hand. Okay, now that is strange. Yeah, I don't think I'll go that far. Rounders, when I was at school playing that. Rounders, I could kind of do either or, I think. Yeah. Yes, question 13. Before turning professional, 3 members of the Kaiser Chiefs were actually chefs. Before turning professional, 3 members of the Kaiser Chiefs were chefs. Never noticed he was left-handed for a long time. Yeah. I think, well, this is the thing. Kids, as I found out with my 2, they kind of come across a bit ambidextrous growing up, and then eventually they settle down into what really feels comfortable to do, left or right-handed. Because I thought both ours were going to be left-handed at some point through their stages of growth, but no, I think they're both right-handed. More right-dominant, at least. He had to adapt. I bet it was a big process as well. Question 14. Butch Cassidy's real name is Harry Longabout. Butch Cassidy's real name is Harry Longabout. Is that true or false? Butch Cassidy's real name is Harry Longabout. One more question left in this round. And then we will be moving on to go through the answers, and we'll see how well you did. Of course, as soon as I've read out question 15, you're welcome to then put in the chat what questions you want me to repeat. Hopefully the network's stable now, so you can feel free to ask me which ones you want repeated if you did miss any, or if you just want a bit more thinking time on some, that's fine. Question 15. Nelson Mandela was only removed from the US terror watch list in 2008. Is that true or false? Nelson Mandela was only removed from the US terror watch list in 2008. Is that true or false? There we go. That is... Oh my goodness, do you know, I've forgotten to give you your countdown conundrum, haven't I? That was clever. Alright, I'm going to stick this up and I'll tell you the answer. I'll give you a bit more time on it. That is your countdown conundrum for the round. Apologies, I should have put that up sooner. I should just activate them before I even switch the scene, to be honest. Anyway, take a bit of time to look at that while I also go through the answers. And many of you are watching as part of a team, so perhaps one person can focus on this while the others mark the answers or something. I don't know. Work it out yourselves. But you do get 2 points if you can quickly work out that one. There is your countdown conundrum for you. And of course you have a chance to ask for any repeats now as well. So I'm just going to give you a few more seconds before I go through the answers. I remind everybody watching, if you're not already aware, I know you regulars are probably fed up of me saying it, but there is a link in the description of every video I put out there, and that link will take you to a list of all the places you can follow me, support me, and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you're on any other social media apps, pretty much guaranteed I'll have representation on there somehow. All the main ones at least, and please do consider following me there. That would be much appreciated, especially on TikTok at the moment, doing a big push for that. I recently passed 3,700 followers there, the next little milestone in my journey on that platform, which is really cool. So yeah, and I'm often sharing that content here as well, but the engagements on TikTok only really work if you're in the app and commenting. Comments get me more views than anything else you can do for my videos. So if you have got the app, always leave a comment, even if it's just a smiley face, anything. It all helps. So thank you for those who have been doing that. Really appreciate it. All right, no requests for repeats. So whatever the problems were with the network, I'm guessing it didn't completely stop you hearing a question, which is fine. And you've had plenty more thinking time now on that countdown conundrum. So we're going to go through the answers, and then I'll tell you the conundrum answer at the end of this. So, question number 1. The first manned Apollo mission to land on the moon was Apollo 11. Is that true or false? It's true. Apollo 11 was the first mission to land on the moon. A lot of people sometimes get confused with Apollo 13 because they made the film out of that, but that's because it was a failed mission, and far more exciting a movie could be made from it than the success that was Apollo 11. There you go. Question 2. When you sneeze, your heart stops momentarily is false. You'd be in big trouble if it did that. False. Question 3. Approximately 30% of the human race is left-handed. That is false. It's closer to 7%. Only 7% of the human race is left-handed. Question 4. Human babies are born without kneecaps. That's true. You don't get your kneecaps until you're somewhere between 2 and 6 years old. But typically when you're a toddler, you can start toddling purely because you have your kneecaps and everything's starting to work as it should. Question 5. The Nazi Party trained apes to give the Hitler salute. That is false. It was actually illegal if you trained apes to do that on pain of death. So, yeah, big false for that one. Question 6. The founder of the dating website Match.com, Gary Kremen, lost his girlfriend to a man she met on Match.com. Amazingly, that is true. It's true. Question 7 now. Question 7. The UK Dyslexia Research Trust is based in Reading. That's true. Yeah, it's on Oxford Road if you're really interested. The UK Dyslexia Research Trust is based in Reading. Question 8. Hugh Grant was related to Princess Diana. Is that true or false? That's false. He's not. Question 9. A zedonk is the offspring from a zebra and a donkey. It's true. That one is true. A zedonk. Zebra and a donkey. Question number 10. King Francis I of Portugal was known as Francis the Flatulent. That's false. It would have been funny if it were true, but no, it's false. Question 11. Michael J. Fox's middle name is Andrew. That's all true. Michael J. Fox's middle name is Andrew. Question 12. Ashley Cole has won the most FA Cup winners' medals in the history of the competition. It's true. Much as I hate to say it, he's won 3 with Arsenal and 4 with Chelsea. So 7 in total, making him the most decorated FA Cup winner. Question 13. Before turning professional, 3 members of the Kaiser Chiefs were chefs. It's false. Sounds funny, but it's false. Question 14. Butch Cassidy's real name is Harry Longabout. It's false, but that is the name of the Sundance Kid. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and Harry Longabout is actually the Sundance Kid of the two. Question 15. Nelson Mandela was only removed from the US terror watch list in 2008. That is true. I mean, I don't know why it took so long. That might be an interesting story to find out, but it's true. It took him until 2008. Okay, so tally up your scores for that round then. Remember, you can add a bonus point on if you got the question right from Abby and Rue earlier, but you can save it for one of the next 2 rounds if you wanted to instead. The answer then for the Countdown Conundrum, I will reveal that now. It is announcer. That's your conundrum answer. And we can move on to the next round, but let me know in the chat how many points you scored. And let's see who did well tonight. And again, don't worry if you didn't do too well in this round, it's perfectly fine, but please do leave a comment. We like to know everybody who's watching and taking part, so don't be shy. We'll celebrate with those who did well and of course commiserate with those who don't, but of course it is just for fun. So let's see. Right, scores are coming in. Right, Donuts have got 10 points. It's going to sound like a low scoring round this evening, remember, because there's only 15 points, 1 point for each. There's no multiple point questions in this round, remember, okay? So, yeah, don't be alarmed if you're like, oh, we normally have more points than that, don't we? No, it's true or false round, 1 point for each. So 10 points is a good score. We've got also 10 points for Pinky and the Brain. Very good. 11 for Luke and Jane. 9 for Back in Black. Conundrum Pain there. Yeah, I wish I could have given you more time. Sorry I didn't turn that on first. I will remember for the next 2. 10 for the Not So Golden Oldies. None for the Conundrum. Oh dear. Never mind. Again, you didn't have a great deal of time with it. I'm not fussed if you didn't get it right. 9 plus 1 bonus point for Eric. Plus 2 as well for getting the Conundrum. Very good. Blackpool Bar Stewards, 12 points. Good job to you two. Any more scores to go through, feel free to submit them into the comments now. Brit Zillions have got 13 points. Very good. 13 points there. That's the highest score of the round. Very good stuff. All right, I think that's about everybody. But we have got more people watching. That might be multiple people in the same team. So let me just check. Yeah, okay. So we're going to move on then. So that's the true or false round. Good effort, everybody. Most of you, well, you all did pretty well. You all got more than half the points available. And true or false rounds are sometimes very, very tricky. So yeah, good effort. Let's move on to round number 2, our sport and leisure round. And here we go, the countdown conundrum, as it should have been at the start of the last round as well. There we go. So have a look at that. See if you can work that out for a bonus 2 points. Sport and leisure round will have multiple point questions within it. So back to normal in terms of scores. Expect a high scoring round for this one. Or at least high scoring based on the amount of points are available. Whether you get them or not, let's find out. Here we go then. So question number 1 in our sport and leisure round. Which company currently sponsor the Women's Super League of Football? Which company currently sponsor the Women's Super League in football? Okay, that's your first question then for 1 point. Your next question is for 2 points. Put these Formula 1 drivers into the correct order with the most Grand Prix wins first. Fernando Alonso, Niki Lauda and Ayrton Senna. Put these Formula 1 drivers into the correct order with the most Grand Prix wins first. Fernando Alonso, Niki Lauda and Ayrton Senna. 3 points there if you can get them all in the right order. Most Grand Prix wins first. So that's question number 2. Question number 3 now. Question 3. Who has played the most games for England rugby between Rory and Tony Underwood? Who has played the most games for England rugby between Rory and Tony Underwood? Okay. Question number 4 now. Question 4. Alan Scotthorne was an English world champion in which particular sport? Alan Scotthorne was an English world champion in which particular sport? Your next question is for 6 points. Very typical of a sport and leisure round. It is a Cluedo question. Question number 5. Which 6 weapons were in the original Cluedo game? Which 6 weapons were in the original Cluedo game? So 6 points available there, 1 point for each, worth a guess. Worth a guess. Even if you're not sure what they could be, this is worth a guess for 6 points. Question number 6 now. Whose Major League Baseball teams are Blue Jays, Cardinals and Mets? Whose Major League Baseball teams are Cardinals, Blue Jays and Mets? 1 point for each. The Blue Jays, Cardinals and Mets. Name them for 1 point each. So 3 points available for that one. Question number 7. When Phil Drake won the Epsom Derby, was he the horse or the jockey? When Phil Drake won the Epsom Derby, was he the horse or the jockey? Okay, question number 8 now. Question 8. What name is given to the term in chess where the king and rook change places? What name is given to the term in chess where the king and the rook change places? Okay. Next question's for another 3 points. Question number 9. Put these football teams' home stadiums into the correct order with the highest capacity first. Crystal Palace, Derby County, MK Dons. Put these football teams' home stadiums into the correct order with the highest capacity first. Crystal Palace, Derby County, MK Dons. 3 points if they're in the right order, or 1 point for each if not. Question number 10 now. Question 10. Which instrument does a campanologist play? Which instrument does a campanologist play? Right then, your next question is for 3 points. Question 11. What do the letters WWE stand for to the likes of Randy Orton and John Cena? What do the letters WWE stand for to the likes of Randy Orton and John Cena? 1 point for each. Okay, we're on to question 12 now. This is for another 3 points. All your questions are multiple point questions for the rest of this round, so be prepared, okay? Question 12. The Damned United, Seabiscuit, and Heaven Can Wait are popular movies that centre on which 3 sports? 1 point for each, they are different sports. The Damned United, Seabiscuit, and Heaven Can Wait are popular movies that centre on which 3 sports? Okay, your next question. Question 13. Which 3 football clubs were relegated from the Premier League in 2020? Which 3 football clubs were relegated from the Premier League in 2020? It's a couple of seasons back now. How can you remember, or can you work it out? It's definitely worth a guess. It's very gettable if you have knowledge of football teams that tend to go up and down between the Championship and the Premier League. Very gettable. So which 3 football clubs were relegated from the Premier League in 2020? Right. Well, we've had our massive multiple point question for Cluedo. We've now got one for Monopoly. This one is for a potential 8 points. So however you're writing your answers down, make some room, okay? Question 14. What are the 8 current counter pieces in the game of Monopoly? What are the 8 current counter pieces in the game of Monopoly? There was one that was retired and one that was brought back in 2022. So the 8 that you could buy in a brand new Monopoly set this year would be different by 1 at least to one you'd buy a couple of years ago. Of course, older versions of the game would still be on shelves today, so they might still be available differently, but there is an official current list of 8 counter pieces you could be in the game of Monopoly. And of course, we're talking about the normal game of Monopoly. I know there's lots of different spin-offs and alternative versions, but in the regular game, there's 8 current counter pieces. Name them for 1 point each. I did say there's a lot of points available in this round, and question 15 finishes off that trend quite nicely. So for 5 points on question 15, which 5 drink brands have sponsored the English Football League Cup? Which 5 drinks brands have sponsored the EFL, or English Football League Cup? Again, 1 point for each, so another 5 points available there. Let me know if you want any questions repeated. You've got loads of points to have a guess at here, so I'm going to pad a little bit and give you time to converse about what those could be. But do let me know if you want any questions repeated. Stack loads of points available, and don't forget you've still got the countdown conundrum at the bottom there. And then once we've gone through the answers and seen who've won this round, we'll of course move on to potluck. Same cycle again. See how well you do with that one. If you haven't used your bonus point yet for Abby and Rue's question, if you got that right, then remember to do that for this round, or finally for the potluck round after this. And there will be another Countdown Conundrum for you as well. Make sure you get those last few guesses in then, especially for the Monopoly one and the Cluedo one. Definitely worth a guess. Or of course, the Monopoly one, some of them are a little bit random. Okay, right. Let's go through the answers then. We'll do the conundrum answer at the end as well, so you've got a bit more thinking time with that one. Question number 1. Which company currently sponsor the Women's Super League in football? It is Barclays. The WSL, sponsored by Barclays. Question 2. Put these Formula 1 drivers into the correct order with the most Grand Prix wins first. Ayrton Senna is first, then Fernando Alonso, then Niki Lauda. For question 2, who's played the most games for England rugby, Rory or Tony Underwood? By some margin, it's Rory Underwood. Question 4, Alan Scotthorne was an English world champion in which popular sport? It's angling. Yep, he was a fisherman. Angling is the answer. If you put fishing, that's also fine. I'm not going to quibble over that. Question 5, which 6 weapons were in the original Cluedo game? 1 point for each. You've got a candlestick, lead piping, a knife or dagger. I'll let you have dagger. A revolver. I know sometimes people put pistol for that. I'll let you off with that one. I might be stricter in the actual pub quiz. Rope and spanner, or monkey wrench if you were American. So candlestick, lead piping, knife, revolver, rope, spanner. Those are the 6 weapons in the original game of Cluedo. And in most versions, I believe. I'm not aware of a version where they changed it. I haven't played a more modern version, so I don't know. But those were the 6. Question 6. Whose Major League Baseball teams are Blue Jays, Cardinals and Mets? It is the Toronto Blue Jays, the St. Louis Cardinals and the New York Mets. Question 7. When Phil Drake won the Epsom Derby, was he the horse or the jockey? Phil Drake was the horse. He was ridden by Freddie Palmer, and that was in 1955. Phil Drake was the horse. Question 8. What name is given to the term in chess where the king and the rook change places? It's called castling. Question 9. Put these football teams' home stadiums into the correct order with the highest capacity first. The 3 I gave you was Crystal Palace, Derby County and MK Dons. In first place, highest capacity first, Derby County, then MK Dons, and then Crystal Palace. Question 10. Which instrument does a campanologist play? It is bells. Campanologists play bells. Question 11 for 3 points. WWE stands for World Wrestling Entertainment. Question 12. The Damned United, Seabiscuit and Heaven Can Wait are popular movies that centre on which 3 sports? The Damned United is about football. Seabiscuit is about horse racing. And Heaven Can Wait is about American football. Question 13. The 3 football clubs that were relegated from the Premier League in 2020, Watford, Norwich and Bournemouth. 1 point for each. Question 14. What are the 8 current counter pieces in the game of Monopoly? Again, 1 point for each. You've got the battleship, a rubber duck, a cat, a penguin, that's what I would be, a Scotty dog, one of the few originals left, along with the battleship, I believe, the race car, another original, a top hat, again, and the one that replaced the T-Rex from a couple of years ago. It was the shortest lived counter in the history of the game, the T-Rex. It's a thimble. The thimble is back. So, once again, for 8 points, battleship, rubber duck, cat, penguin, Scotty dog, or just dog is fine, race car, top hat, and thimble. And finally, for 5 final points, which 5 drinks brands have sponsored the EFL Cup? We've got Milk, Coca-Cola, Worthington, Carling, and Carabao. Stack loads of points there. Tally up your scores. Add on your Abby and Rue bonus if you think you need the boost for this round. Or save it for potluck if you haven't done so already. Your countdown conundrum, the answer for this one for 2 more points is distantly. So 2 more final points there. Tally them up. Let's see how well you did. Let's get those comments coming in then. How many points have you got for this round? And then we shall move on to the potluck round. Are you still there? I hope you are. There we go. There we go. Feed's a bit behind on my other screen. Thank you. I can see the comments coming in now. Okay, yeah, it was a high score. High scores available for this round, wasn't it? All right. Okay. So yes, the scores are coming in. Eric says 27 plus 2 for Blackpool Bar Stewards. Sue and the Donuts there have scored 32 points. Back in Black have got 17 points. Pinky and the Brain 26 plus 2. 21 points for the Not So Golden Oldies, but nothing for the Conundrum again. Oh, dearie me. I've got some tough words this time, haven't I? Maybe you'll do better with the third one. Luke and Jane, they've got themselves 16 points. Good effort. Good effort. And any more for any more? What's the Brazilian score? Have you put yours in yet? No. Let's see what yours is, and then we shall move on. And oh, Chris says, yay, I got 2 sport questions right, but only because it was really movies. It's funny because when I do sport rounds in the pub, and I ask similar questions about movies that are connected to sport, you get some people saying, having a moan at me. It's not a sport question. It's not a sport question. It's a movie question. It's like, yeah, it's about sport. So tough. Because I know there are people that like those kind of questions or can do those questions. So there you go. Thank you, Vernia. 18 plus 1. Good score as well. 19. 18 plus 1, 19 plus 1, Ju says. One of you got more points than the other. Okay. That's fine. Either way. Good efforts all round. Okay, we're going to move on then. The next round then and final quiz round proper is a potluck round. 18 plus 1. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so potluck. 15 questions, general knowledge. Oh, the chat's just caught up. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. What's 1 point between friends? Don't worry. Okay, so yeah, 15 questions again. Not quite so many points available for this one, but you've still got a few 3-pointers along the way. And so, yeah, I think there's about 30 points total available for this round. General knowledge, any subject goes. Same rules as before. And we'll do repeats at the end, of course, if you need me to. Your countdown conundrum for this round is right there. And no, sort me out isn't one word. That's not the answer. I've got this tool that generates these, and then I can create my own as well. But this is one that was generated, and I read it, and I'm like, what? It's like, it almost says sort me out. I promise you the answer is nothing to do with that series of words. Right, okay, here we go then everybody, your potluck round. Question number 1, which was the first breakfast cereal sold by Kellogg's? Which was the first breakfast cereal sold by Kellogg's? Question number 2. What colour is the Jubilee line on a London Underground map? What colour is the Jubilee line on a London Underground map? Question number 3 now. Question number 3. Which countries do the dishes called paella and ossobuco originate? Which countries do the dishes called paella and ossobuco originate? Apologies if I've mispronounced it slightly wrong there. But which countries do they come from? 1 point for each. Okay, question number 4 now. Question 4. What flavour is the liquor called, or the liqueur called, Calvados? There are 2 possible flavours for it, so I'll give you 1 point for each. What flavours is the liqueur called Calvados? 1 point for each. Right, question number 5 now for 3 points. Question 5. In which English counties can you find the towns called Canvey Island, Chorleywood and Chippenham? In which English counties could you find the towns called Canvey Island, Chorleywood and Chippenham? 1 point for each. Okay, then your next question. Question number 6. What nickname is given to the Pope's car? What nickname is given to the Pope's car? For 1 point. What nickname is given to the Pope's car? Question number 7 now. This one's for a further 3 points. Question 7. Which celebrity chefs opened the restaurants called 15, River Cottage and the Bread Street Kitchen? Which celebrity chefs opened the restaurants called 15, River Cottage and the Bread Street Kitchen? Right then, question number 8. This one's for a further 3 points. Question 8. Which 3 cities can you find in the NATO phonetic alphabet? I think, I've just read this, but I think we had this last week, and it might actually be 4, if I remember rightly. For those of you who were on there, you might remember. Which cities could you find in the NATO phonetic alphabet? I'm just going to double check. I'm pretty sure that was last week. Yeah, I think it might be. I will check. See what I can find out. Yeah, it was. Yeah, 4. Okay, well, if you can remember them, then there's 4 points for this one. Yeah. Okay, alright. Well, there you go. You get 4 points. Right then, the next question. What is the more common name for the Aurora Borealis? What is the more common name for the Aurora Borealis? Okay, your next question. Question number 10. Which artist designed the limited edition Edward Colston statue trial t-shirts, which went on sale in December 2021? Which artist designed the limited edition Edward Colston statue trial t-shirts, which went on sale in December 2021? Bit of a clue. This artist has had a recent piece of work unveiled not so long ago. Okay, your next question is question 11 for 3 points. The hit singles called Any Dream Will Do, No Matter What, and Don't Cry For Me Argentina come from which stage musicals? The hit singles called Any Dream Will Do, No Matter What, and Don't Cry For Me Argentina came from which stage musicals? That is for 3 points, of course. Okay, question number 12 now. Question number 12. Where in the world would you expect a car with the International Vehicle Registration Code RA to come from? Where in the world, so which country, would you expect a car with the International Vehicle Registration Code RA to come from? There's a lot of laughter going on downstairs. It sounds like the kids have not gone to bed, as I had thought. Question 13 now for 3 points. Which cities are the capitals of Azerbaijan, Brazil, and Chile? Which cities are the capitals of Azerbaijan, Brazil, and Chile? Is that a slightly biased question with the Brazilians watching tonight? Can I repeat number 11, please? I will repeat number 11 for you. We'll do 11. We'll do the repeats at the end. Just got 2 more questions left. Question 14 now. Question 14. Put these Roman numerals into the correct order with the largest number first. D, L, M. It's M for Mike, just to be absolutely clear. Put these Roman numerals into the correct order with the largest number first. D, L, M. For 3 points, largest first. Okay, final question then, before I move on to repeats. Question 15, for 3 points again. Which are the highest ranks in the British Army, Navy, and the RAF. Which are the highest ranks in the British Army, Navy, and the RAF? 1 point for each. So we've already got one request for a repeat there. Jude's asked for number 11, so I will repeat that one first. But if there's any others that are needed, please let me know now, and we'll get through those before we then go through the answers. So question 11 again for 3 more points. The hit singles called "Any Dream Will Do," "No Matter What," and "Don't Cry for Me Argentina" came from which stage musicals? Any Dream Will Do, No Matter What, and Don't Cry for Me Argentina came from which stage musicals? Alright, so that is the end of the round then. There's a repeat for you of number 11. If there's anything else, let me know now, because if not, we will go through the answers. And then, of course, there's the countdown conundrum. Is anybody having any better luck with that one? I wonder. We will find out very soon, I'm sure, how well you did with that one. Okay, let's go through the answers then, shall we? Question number 1. The first breakfast cereal to be sold by Kellogg's was cornflakes. Question 2. What colour is the Jubilee line on the London Underground map? It is silver. I'll accept grey, but silver is technically the right answer there. Question 3. Which countries do the dishes paella and ossobuco originate? It is Spain and Italy. Question 4. Which flavour is the liqueur Calvados for 2 points? It's apple or pear. So 1 point for each. Question 5. In which English counties can you find the towns called Canvey Island, Chorleywood and Chippenham? It is Essex, Hertfordshire and Wiltshire. Question 6. What nickname is given to the Pope's car? It is the Pope-mobile. Question 7. Which celebrity chefs opened the restaurants called 15, River Cottage and the Bread Street Kitchen? That's Jamie Oliver's 15, Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall's River Cottage and Gordon Ramsay's Bread Street Kitchen. Question 8. Which cities can you find in the NATO phonetic alphabet? It is Lima in Peru, Quebec in Canada, Rome, Romeo. Romeo means like child of Rome or something. And Sierra City was that 4th one that was decided on last week. Sierra City is a genuine city as well. So Lima, Quebec, Rome and Sierra for 4 points total. Question 9. What is the more common name for the Aurora Borealis? It is the Northern Lights. Question 10. Which artist designed the limited edition Edward Colston statue trial t-shirts that went on sale in December 2021? That was Banksy. Question 11. The hit singles called Any Dream Will Do, No Matter What and Don't Cry for Me Argentina came from which stage musicals? That was Joseph, Whistle Down the Wind and Evita. Question 12. Where in the world would you expect a car with the International Vehicle Reg Code RA to come from? Well, RA stands for República Argentina, so Argentina is the correct answer. Question 13. Excuse me. Which cities are the capitals of Azerbaijan, Brazil and Chile? For Azerbaijan, it's Baku. For Brazil, it is Brasilia. I hope I said that right. And for Chile, it is Santiago. Question 14. Put these Roman numerals into the correct order with the largest number first. The 3 I gave you were D, L, M. With the largest number first, it's M, which is 1,000, then D, which is 500, and then L, which is 50. M, D, L. 3 points or 1 point for each in the correct order. Question 15. The highest ranks in the Army, Navy and RAF. It is the Field Marshal in the Army, the Admiral of the Fleet in the Navy, and an Air Marshal for the RAF. Your answer for the countdown conundrum as well is outermost. outermost for 2 extra points, and this is your final chance to use your Abby and bonus points, so please do add that onto your score if you haven't used it already, as always. And then we can move on to our game shows round. Just while you're tallying your scores, I'll tell you now we've got one Our Survey Says question with I think 6 answers for this one we're going to go through, and then we've got 2 pictures for you to guess in our catchphrase round. So we'll be doing more trivia as part of that again for that. So let's see how well you did in this one though first. Your final team scores of the evening. Pronounced just like a Brazilian. There we go. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Languages were my strongest thing at school, my strongest subject. Not necessarily Spanish-speaking countries or Portuguese-speaking countries or anything like that, but I don't know, I've always got on well with them when I have had to. So, yeah, quite chuffed with that. Thank you. Let's see those team scores then, everybody. 23, but didn't get the countdown conundrum for the Blackpool Bar Stewards. Okay, still good score. Not got one conundrum. Donuts have got 21 points though for that round. 22 for the Not So Odd and Oldies, and a full house of 0 for the conundrums. Oh no. I'll try and get some easier ones for next week. For 2 weeks' time, I should say. Patreon next week. 16 for Luke and Jane. Thank you, Luke. Pinky and the Brain have got 22 points. 23 points for Back in Black. My brain, Andy said, didn't connect with the conundrums tonight. Yeah, a few of you have struggled with those this evening. If that's a first, though, normally most of you get them right. Okay, well, next time I'll see if I can get some slightly easier ones worked out. I'm sure there'll come a point where we'll have gone through every 9-letter word in the dictionary if we keep this up, but we'll see. I'm sure there's still plenty left. Any more, please do put your scores in the comments. We are going to move on now, but I'll read them out anyway. You know, it comes up in the chat on every page. So, with that said, let's move on. Oh, there we go. Thank you. 24 points for the Britzillians. That's another good score. Well done. Okay. Our Survey Says is up next. And there is your question already. Oh, the highest rank in the RAF is Marshal of the Royal Air Force. Is it slightly different? Air Marshal, Marshal of the Royal Air Force. Okay, it's very similar. That's fine. You can have a point for that. Marshal of the Royal Air Force. And I said it was Air Marshal. Yeah, that's okay. All right, I will adjust my notes here for future reference, but you can have a point if you put Marshal of the Air Force instead. That's fine. No problem there. Okay, so guess in the comments now. Name a bad job for someone who's afraid of heights. In the comments this time, as with any of these you've seen us do before, many of you have played this game before. Name a bad job for someone who's afraid of heights, and let's see who can get the top answer on the board here. From a survey of 100 people, what do you think were the most popular answers here? And let's see how quickly we can get all 6 done today. Name a bad job for someone who is afraid of heights. Oh, Eric, you are ex-RAF. Okay, well, I definitely trust your judgment then. Hopefully you don't mind if I give a point for Air Marshal as well. But speaking of RAF, Pilot is the first guesses we've got in from Catherine and from Luke. Chris has gone with Window Cleaner. Andy has also gone with Window Cleaner. Gabby's going with Roofer, as is Luke again there. And Telecom Engineer, that's a good one as well. Right, okay. Keep the answers, keep the guesses coming in for now. I'm going to start revealing the ones that are on the board then. Let me just check my notes here. So, in the order you put them in the chat, let's see. Pilot, is Pilot there? It is. That is the second highest answer on the board. It is not the top answer, but well done. Chris and Andy have gone with Window Cleaner. Did anybody else go with Window Cleaner? Not in that time frame, no. So, let's see where Window Cleaner is on the list, if it is there. It's a top answer. Well done. Top answer for window cleaner. Okay. What else have we got? Gabby and Luke have both gone with roofer. Do you know what? I'm going to give you that one. I've got a capsule one here for the answer for this one. It's at number 4, construction. So I think if you're a roofer, you're working on buildings, building sites, things like that, construction in general, you'll get a point for that. Telecom engineer, is that one of our top 6? It's not there, but I can tell you it was it was the 7th answer, but we're only looking for the top 6 tonight. So yes, it's on the list, just not in our official top 6, I'm afraid. Tree surgeon, Ju says, is tree surgeon there? It's not there either, I'm afraid. Not there either. So keep your guesses coming in. There are 3 more to go for here. 3 more answers to go for. If Millie were watching, she would definitely be guessing at least one of these answers. Or she would be guessing one of them, definitely, because she used to be one of these people. So yeah, I would have expected her to get that right, but never mind, she can't be here this evening. A chimney sweep. A chimney sweep and a steeplejack have come in as guesses. Let's have a look. Neither chimney sweep nor steeplejack are there. Let me give you some clues, I think, for this one until I see some more guesses coming in. There's one more specific Santa Claus. I'm afraid not. No. Trapeze artist. No. There's one more which is connected to construction, which is different enough to warrant it being its own answer, because you wouldn't necessarily be on the building to do this job, but you would be high up. Emma's here in the chat. Thank you, Emma. Air steward is the guess. Let's have a look. Is that there? Cabin crew, or you get the point for that. Yes. Flight attendants, air stewards, cabin crew in general. Very well done. That is the 3rd most popular answer from this survey question. What about 5 and 6? Have we got any others? An oil rig worker. Interesting. It's not there, I'm afraid. No, it's not there. Let's get some more guesses coming in. Scaffolder I've included in construction, Sue. So yes, it's technically there, but that is under construction as well. Under construction, he says. I laugh at my own jokes, I'm terrible. Yeah, scaffolder. Andy again, scaffolder. It's included in the construction guess. So I'm afraid you can't have an extra point for that one. Chris has gone with firefighter. Let's have a look if firefighter is one of our missing 2 answers. Yes, that's number 5 on the list. Well done. Firefighter, the 5th most popular answer. So this 6th one is connected to the construction answer, but like I said, still high up, but not on the building. What could it be, I wonder? Keep those guesses coming in. Let's see if we can get that 6th one. You would be very high up, potentially very high up on this one. Could also be, let's have a look. We've got another guess here. Emma's gone with crane operator. Is that the missing answer? I haven't seen any other guesses come in. Let's see, is that one there? Hey, it is. Crane operator is the missing answer. Well done, Emma. Thank you for playing. Really appreciate your guesses there. You've managed to find the other 2 answers there, and all of you have collectively, crane maintenance or crane operator. That's fine. Well done, Andy. So that's the top 6 answers from this survey question, and we're now going to move on to our catchphrase round, and let's see how quickly you can work out what these ones are. Okay, so catchphrase then. Let me just shift you across a bit. Catchphrase, we need to bring up the wheel. And this is going to work. Some of you are astronaut. Just a bit too slow there. That comment was coming in, but no, astronaut, as you now know, not one of the top 6. But yeah, that would also be a good answer in fairness. Probably the most extreme of all the answers that you could have got. Fair play, but no, it's not in the top 6. Okay, So, I have got behind the screen, there will be 2 rounds of this. The images you're going to try and work out, the catchphrases, if you will, are images created by Midjourney AI. So, if you were watching last week, you would have seen a picture round where instead of having numbers 1 to 9 covering up the board, I literally just showed you one picture at a time and you had to work out what was on screen. The first thing you're going to try and work out, though, because this time I have reintroduced the numbers again, and I will remove them based on how the wheel selects them. But you need to get questions right in the comments first before I spin. So I'll read out some potluck questions and we'll see if you can get them right. Guess in the comments, and then what we'll do is we'll start revealing the squares on the board and see if you can guess what that is as well. There are going to be 2 this evening. This is bittersweet for me because my free trial for Midjourney ran out using or creating these 2 images. So we might not be able to do this again for a while because it's like £8 a month if I wanted to pay for it, which I don't want to do right now. So the first one you're going to try and guess is a song title. And the AI that I've used, Midjourney, has created this image based off the first line of the chorus, which includes the title of the song. I think this is going to be got quite quickly, personally. But first of all, let's get some trivia going and guess in the comments, please. Your question is, what is the name of Dennis the Menace's pet dog? Guess in the comments, please, and we will be revealing, when you get that right, we will be revealing square number, is that 1 or 9, which is it going to be? It's 9. Okay, so we're going to be revealing number 9. Nash's, Sue says. It's not Nash's, but you are very close. There come all the guesses. Let's have another look. Nasher is the correct answer. I just need to shift my screens around. Hold on. Okay, so who said it first then? Nash's, no, no. I bet this is a predictive text thing that's got it wrong for you. We blame that. But Nasher, Emma, is the correct answer. So we're going to take away then number 9. What could that be? Guess the song. Emma, you get to guess first because you got the question right, or you could just pass, I suppose. I'm going to read out the next question, but feel free to have a guess, and then the rest of the team can have, everybody else can then have a guess as well, of course, if you're not sure. So we'll move on to another question now. Name one of the particles that make up an atom. There are 3 different things, 3 different particles that make up an atom. Name one. Let's see. Keep those guesses coming in. You can obviously, if we haven't had an answer or a guess from Emma anytime soon, then we shall just open it up. Anybody can have a guess at what you think the picture is of. The song title we're looking for. Okay, we've got some guesses that will come in here then. Let's check the chat. Sue's gone with an ion. Neutron from Andy. And then Catherine, Gabby have gone with proton. Vernia's gone with electron. Jude's gone with neutron. Right, okay. So the answers for that question are protons, neutrons, and electrons. So, neutrons, electrons, neutrons. Right, Andy, you were first. We're going to be removing, let's see, what number are we going to be removing for this one? Number 6, is it going to be? Or is it going to tick over to 7? No, it's 6. Okay, number 6. Still not doing much for us, is it? Not much going on there. Yes, Emma has said pass. Okay, Andy, will you get the opportunity to guess now or say pass if you're not sure? But yes, if you said, let me just remind you all of that again. Yeah, if you said protons, neutrons, or electrons, those are the 3. So you give yourself a brownie point there for getting 1 point there. But Andy was first to get a correct answer in. Okay, right. The next question then. Arctic King, Saladin, and Tom Thumb are all types of which vegetable? Arctic King, Saladin, and Tom Thumb are all types of which vegetable? Andy said no idea, so anybody can guess in the comments now for the picture as well. But do have a guess at the vegetable, and let's see what your guesses are here. Whoever's first, I'll spin the wheel now as well, and we'll see which square we're going to be removing. Looks like it will be number 7. Number 7 is what we're going to be removing. In the comments we have tomato, guessed by Chris. It's not tomato. Gabby's also said tomato. 3 more of you, though, have said lettuce. It is the correct answer, lettuce. All 3 of those are types of lettuce. Catherine was first, but shout out to Emma and Sue of the Donuts. You have also said the correct answer, but we are going to remove number 7, and Catherine gets to have a guess. Here we go. Let's take away square 7. Okay, a bit more detail coming into it now. Song title is what we're looking for. If you're not sure, just say pass or something in the comments. Whilst you have your thinking time, we're going to move on to the next question. Okay, this question then. Which London station has the most platforms? Which London station has the most platforms? Footprints in the sand is good, but it's not right, I'm afraid. Thanks for the guess, though. It's good, but it's not right, as they say on the show. We can allow anybody else to have a guess at the picture, or, of course, have a guess at this question. Which London station has the most platforms? Let's spin the wheel and see which square we're going to be removing. Alright, we have got some different guesses in now, thank you. Chris has gone with Euston. Number 5, oh, the centre square. Is that going to be a crucial one for you? Let's see. Alright, so Chris has gone with Euston. Andy says Waterloo. Catherine's also said Euston. Emma's gone with King's Cross. Gabby's gone with Waterloo. We've got King's Cross from Sue. Chris has guessed Love Letters in the Sand. It's not correct, I'm afraid, but a good guess again. And Sue's gone with Paddington as a second guess there. I can tell you now the answer is Waterloo Station. First comment from me that says Waterloo is Andy again. So Andy, you get to have a guess here. There's square 5 removed. Something else has revealed itself now in the picture. So again, song title. This image was created based off of the first lines of the chorus of this song, which includes the title. Any guesses? Pure Shores, Juice said. It's not Pure Shores. Good guess, but no. Yes, lots of other good guesses as well for those train station question, but no, it was Waterloo. Andy, any ideas? I'll ask the next question for everybody else. So, which of the following games was sold first? Mastermind, Trivial Pursuit, or Rubik's Cube? Which of the following games was sold first? Mastermind, Trivial Pursuit, or Rubik's Cube? Choose one, guess in the comments. And that will have to roll on, I think, to the next round, because we have had a guess. Andy says no ideas. Let me just go back to the comments. Gabby's guessed Flowers by Miley Cyrus. Is it Flowers by Miley Cyrus, I wonder? Hang on, let me just see the rest of the comments. You've all started guessing. I'll come back to those. Gabby, well done. I can reveal now. It is indeed Flowers by Miley Cyrus that this picture is representing. The line is, I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand. And that is represented there by this AI generated image. Well done, Pinky in the Brain. You get the points for that one. So what we're going to do then, the answers you've given me for that question, rolling over to the next picture. So I'm going to reset the board now. We'll bring all the numbers back. And then I'm going to switch over the images. This time it's going to be a phrase. So we are playing proper catchphrase this time. There will be a phrase represented by a Midjourney AI picture. This is the last one. The last one I can do for you guys. I've shared loads of these on TikTok. I've shared loads of these here as well. So if you do like this kind of stuff, please do check out my other social media platforms. Instagram as well. I've put some on there. So do have a look if you like this kind of stuff. Right, so I did ask you that question, which was sold first between the Rubik's Cube, Mastermind and Trivia Pursuit. Let's refresh the wheel as well. I need to bring that back in for you. No, it's not like that. All right, let's do it the hard way. There we go. Right, all the numbers are back. I can tell you now that the first one released from those three in 1970 was Mastermind. The Mastermind game was first. And we're going to be removing number one. This isn't going to help you much, I don't think, but we'll see. So the first person to say Mastermind was Catherine. Catherine and Tony, well done. There we go. Forgot the sound effect there. But anyway, number one, there's nothing going on there, is there? I'm going to move on. I mean, you can try guessing if you want, of course. Your next question. Which designer is credited with designing the little black dress? Which designer is credited with designing the little black dress? Have your guess in the comments. And the next square we're going to be removing, whilst those comments are coming in, will be number 8. That might be more helpful. That might well be more helpful. We have got some guesses straight away for that question. Let's check to see who's came in first. Yes, you're not sure on that one, Catherine. I totally understand that. But you have then followed it up with Chanel, and it was indeed Coco Chanel. Well done to Emma, to Chris, Gabby, and Sue as well. You also said Chanel. It is the correct answer, but Catherine was very quick back on the keyboard there, tapping that answer in. Let's remove now number 8. Catherine gets to guess first, or pass. Ooh. I mean, yeah. It's a phrase, remember, we're looking for this time. A common phrase. Feel free to have a guess or pass. I'm going to ask the next question anyway to keep things going. That next question... Oh, sorry. Brief interruption. Right, so the next question is, which designer is credited with designing the miniskirt? Which designer is credited with designing the miniskirt? Any ideas then for that one, Catherine? The whole world in your hands. Oh, it's a good guess. It's a good guess, but it's not right, I'm afraid. No. Anybody else can guess now for the picture, but also you can have a guess at that question, of course. Who was the designer of the miniskirt? Let's go back to the comments. Straight back in there. I think we found Catherine's niche, haven't we? And Gabby followed it up as well. It is Mary Quant. Well done. Oh my goodness. You've got to be quick on the trigger for this one. The next question will not be surrounding that subject, unfortunately. Well done, Catherine. You were fastest again. All right, let's see which number we're going to be revealing then. As long as it's not 5, I think we're good for another round, because 5 is the one that will be most revealing, I think, for this one. All right, number 4 we're going to do this time. Number 4, so Catherine, you get to have another guess before anyone else. And then it will move on and allow other people to have a guess. Your next question, whilst Catherine has a think about that one. Which city is home to the largest sport stadium in Europe? Which city is home to the largest sports stadium in Europe? We've removed number 4. Yes, Catherine's passing there, okay. Which city is home to the largest sports stadium in Europe? Guesses are now coming in. It's not Rome. Sue and the Donuts have gone with Barcelona, as has Emma and Vernia. Andy's gone with Madrid. Gabby's also gone with Barcelona. Okay, I can tell you now the answer is the largest sports stadium in Europe is in Barcelona. It is the Camp Nou. Barcelona's football stadium is the largest. I think there's a capacity of like 90,000. It's absolutely enormous. So we can now remove another square off the board because the first person to get it correct is Sue and the Donuts. And it's number 7 we're taking away. Not sure how helpful this will be, but number 7 has now gone. This is the thing with AI, they don't like drawing people perfectly, so yeah, it's drawn 3 fingers and a thumb there of some description. It's very strange sometimes how it puts it together. Any ideas on that one, Sue? And the rest of the donut team? Feel free to pass. Your next question follows on from that. After Barcelona, which is the next largest sports stadium? Name the city where the next largest sports stadium in Europe is located. You have not guessed it yet for the previous question either, so you can discount those. Luke has... Oh, Sue said no idea. Luke has gone in with a guess, though, and said warm heart, cold hands. And I can tell you... Oh, hold on. We've got some other guesses coming in now for the other question, which I will tell you. Yes. Okay, so the answer for that one is London. Okay, so yes, because Wembley Stadium is the next biggest one. Gabby and then Emma, you both said London in the chat. However, I can tell you now that Luke has got it right. It's cold hands, warm heart, or warm hands, cold heart. That is the correct answer. Let's just reveal the rest of the image. There we go. It's quite a nice picture, actually, I think. I literally just fed in the line, cold heart, warm hands, and that's the image it created for me. So there we go, Luke's got it exactly right. And that brings us to the end of our catchphrase round. We will do more of this kind of round, it's just that the pictures I had created, we're going to have to do something different again, like we've done before I did all the Mid-Journey stuff. Because, yeah, my free trial's now expired, so I can't make any more, I'm afraid, until I get something else sorted. But yeah, we'll do more catchphrase with the panels and removing them and all that stuff, but it'll be different. It won't be with that anymore. All right. That brings us to the end of the quiz, guys. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Really good, strong turnout tonight as well. And even though it was that good, there was still a few of the regular teams that couldn't be here tonight. So I'm so pleased we've still got this good following on the Facebook Live shows. Next week is the Patreon show, so that's going to be via Google Meet. I won't be on Facebook Live on Tuesday again. You can join. It's £2 a month if you want to join, and you can just cancel anytime you want. You can join for 1 month as a trial if you want as well. That's something else I haven't said. You can join for a free trial for 1 month if you wanted to. And there's loads of other, you can get loads of requests and all sorts if you're interested. So you can join for a free trial if you're a brand new member. That's a new feature with Patreon. You can do that, but it's £2 minimum after that, depending on what you want. Really hope you all enjoyed it. Keep your comments coming in. Please press the like button. Do all those positive emoji reactions before you go on the video. That really helps. Tell a friend, share the content I do. If you do watch anything over on TikTok, please make sure you comment on there and like it as well if you do use that app, because again, all those engagements help more people see my content, and that's what's important to help grow the channel. Cool. All right, you guys are fantastic. It's been a real good laugh again. Thank you so much for watching. Yes, lovely comments there. Vernia, lovely to have you and Pete back on the show. Another great night. Thank you, Chris. And Catherine, really great evening. Thanks to everyone. Have a great week. Cheers, Chris. Cheers, everyone. Great fun. P.S. Why the Christmas music? Oh, it keeps putting it back on. Don't start that again. Oh, I don't know. Where's the Christmas music coming in? I don't know. Are you having me on? Did that music come back on again? Oh, I swear I changed it. That's it, isn't it? That's gone. Yeah, I just forgot to change all the audios over from the last Christmas show I did. Anyway, you guys are awesome. I hope to see you all again soon. And Patreon's 8:30 next week. We'll be back with more Patreon game show fun. Cheers, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.